I'm Duke Kevorkian, and I want to welcome you. In just a few minutes, I'm going to share with you our company, our product, and exactly what your role would be if you work with our company. But the first thing that I really want to establish is exactly what we're looking for so that you can decide if this is a fit for you or not. As with any company, we're not for everybody. If you have an interest, we will talk farther. If you don't have an interest, well, that's okay too. But I'm going to use to help Robert Kiyosaki to walk us through this process. Robert Kiyosaki is the best-selling financial author of all time. He wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He wrote books on how to capitalize on the real estate market, as well as books on how to capitalize on the gold and silver market, along with many others. But my favorite by far is the Cash Flow Quadrant. And inside the Cash Flow Quadrant, Robert identifies the 4 ways that people make money. The first is the E quadrant, which stands for employee. S is the small business owner or the self-employed. B is the big business owner. And I stands for investor. Now, 95% of the population falls into the E quadrant. They're employees. These are actually the guys that work really hard for the folks in the other 3 quadrants. And many times, those guys are living paycheck to paycheck. They can be laid off at any given time. The employees never have ownership of the company. And the most tragic part is these are the guys that pay the most in taxes on a percentage basis. Now, there's a lot of other challenges that come with being an employee. And the main challenge is that the companies only pay the employee based on the position. So no matter how hard I work, no matter how much talent the employee brings to the table, they're only going to get paid so much for that position. So therefore, the company dictates a lot of the employee's life, such as the home they live in, the neighborhood, the car they drive, where the kids go to school or where the kids don't go to school, what kind of family vacation they take, or for how long of a vacation do they take. And I guess there are some advantages to being an employee, but really for the most part, the E quadrant is loaded with tons of disadvantages. Now, one step beyond the employee is the self-employed or the small business owner. And this comes with its very own set of headaches and challenges. It's very, very high risk versus reward. It costs thousands of dollars, sometimes hundreds of thousands or more, just to start up a brand new business. And unfortunately, within the first 3 years, most of these businesses go out of business. In fact, most new businesses go out of business in the first year. But here's the big challenge with being self-employed. If I'm not there working in my business, chances are I'm not making money. And the true test to that is, can these guys walk away for 2 or 3 or 4 months and continue to make money? And most often, the answer to that question is no. Think about the barber. If he's not cutting hair, he doesn't make money. The doctor doesn't get paid unless he's seeing patients. The attorneys don't get paid unless they're counseling. So these guys start a business, they want to own a business, but at the end of the day, the business really owns them because they have to be working constantly to keep the business running. I truly believe that these guys, when they start their new business, they really want to move into the B quadrant. That's their goal, that's their dream, to be a big business owner. The big business owners are the guys that have a system that work with them and for them. They have people that work with them and for them. If the system works without them, they can actually go away for 3 or 4 months and continue to earn an income. Forbes magazine defines big business owner as someone that owns 500, or they have 500 or more people working with them and for them. So these would be guys like Bill Gates, Donald Trump, Michael Dell. You have to believe that those guys can actually walk away for 5, 6, 7 months and continue to have their business operate and generate them an income. So that's a great place to be. The last quadrant is the investor, the I quadrant, and this is actually the simplest one to explain, but it's the hardest one to move into. These guys are retired or they're financially independent. They now have money working for them versus them working real hard for the money. So the E's, their biggest nightmare is losing their job. But the B's and the I's, their biggest nightmare is moving over here and getting a job. Now, what I want you to understand is this isn't a matter of good or bad. There's not a correct or incorrect quadrant to be in, right or wrong. It has nothing to do with that. But I will tell you this, the E's, they can move over to the I quadrant, but it's not probable, and it's going to take a very, very long time. The S's can do it quicker, the B's are going to do it the fastest. But here's why I bring all this up to you. I have two questions. Number one, what quadrant are you in? What side are you on? Are you on the left side? If you're on the left side right now, and you like it there, and you're happy there, and you want to stay there, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but we're not going to be what you're looking for. However, if you want to move over to the right side sooner than later, then we certainly need to talk farther. On the same note, if you're already a big business owner or you're an investor, but you would like a bigger presence inside of your quadrant, then we can help you out as well, and we'd like to talk to you also. So in order to move to the next step, what I'd like for you to do is submit your information in the form provided, and we're going to move on to the next step, and there immediately we're going to talk about the company, we're going to talk about our product, and exactly how our business initiative can help you make the most of the right side. I'll see you there.